Good morning. Welcome to the Minnesota Association of Realtors e-video resource. My name is Chris Galler. As you're aware, the legislative session started today. Actually, you're seeing this on Tuesday, but it started last week on February 4th, and there's a number of legislative issues that will impact the realtor community. As part of our continuing service to help you understand what we do at the Minnesota Association of Realtors, we have available for you online our Public Policy Positions book. This is the same policy positions book that we use when we're discussing items and issues with legislators. We believe that about 75% of the time you agree with the issues that we're lobbying for at the Capitol. There's certainly, with a membership of 20,000 members, times where you're going to disagree with us. But we take positions based on a formula and based upon overriding policy, and I want to share that policy with you so that you have an idea of why it is we're doing it. First, and we do this within the book as well so legislators know, we're a bipartisan organization. We represent the Realtor Party, not Democrats, not Republicans, not independents, but realtors. And so right in the book, we support safe, healthy, energy-efficient properties and incentives for home ownership. However, delaying or hindering the transfer of property and burdening buyers and sellers with additional incurred costs during the transaction or removing homeowner benefits are not the ways to improve the condition of the general housing market, housing stock, or the environment. If the desired result is an enhanced quality of life through a better housing stock and the health and safety of residents, then incentives that are open to the entire state and not just buyers and sellers are encouraged. Oftentimes what we find is that they want to push legislation that impacts only buyers and sellers of real estate. They say, well, if you're selling your property, then it has to meet this code, but if you're living in next door and the same conditions exist, we're not going to do anything. We know that homeowners trade houses about once every 12 to 15 years. That is not an effective way for any community to address health and safety issues. If it's a health and safety issues, then all people should be impacted by it. Another policy, the Minnesota Association of Realtors, is opposed to regulations that will increase the cost of the transaction, which ultimately increases the cost of housing and reduces affordability. It also makes it harder for people to get into home ownership. It impacts the timeliness of the transaction and will negatively impact and or weaken Minnesota's homeowners' private property rights, homeownership incentives. We are opposed to a government mandate on select individuals, especially when all Minnesotans benefit. Again, our goal is to make sure that Minnesotans have an ability to buy and sell real estate free of excess regulations. We're also, of course, protecting realtors along the way with these policy positions. I encourage you to take a look at the book that we have online. We produce this book so that legislators understand that as a realtor, we not only abide by state laws, we also abide by a code of ethics, which we want them to know because our profession is higher than just an industry standard. Within the book, we also allow them to understand that we're throughout the state of Minnesota. We have communities and local associations that are powerful throughout the state. And so we don't represent just a special interest group, but we represent realtors and homeowners throughout the state. If you get an opportunity, open up the book. You'll find what our positions are on a number of legislative issues. And as always, we encourage you to write us with your concerns or questions. With that, I'll leave you today and look forward to talking to you next week.